What's going on, folks? I am Goat, and welcome back to the breakdown. So, I'm just gonna warn you right now. I don't feel good. Yeah, I had a bit of a tumble. Got myself a nice, lovely concussion for my trouble. So, I'm gonna make this short and sweet if I can. And speaking of concussions, Dolphins at the Bengals. God damn, that was a scary one for fucking Tua. Um, my notes for this game were very simple. NFL failed Tua, and the Bengals O line is looking better. That's double whammy. I mean, it's good for one team and terrible for another. Um, Bengals took the game 27-15, and honestly, with Bridgewater not taking very many snaps with the offense, as far as the starting offense, it's no surprise that they lost. Up until Tua got blasted, Tua was actually looking pretty good. Looked like it was going to be a pretty scrappy game, and then things just kind of fell the fuck apart. So, I mean, the Dolphins the Dolphins defense is not exactly any slouch of a defense to deal with. So, I mean, that being said, yeah, the Bengals did look better this week. Burrow actually had some time to do his job, and he only performed pretty fucking well, so can't really be too mad at that. Sorry, I had a smudge on my glasses. So next game, Vikings at Saints. Vikings are, man, I think I spoke on it in the preseason, that the Vikings having a new coach, kind of reinvigorated with a more offensive schemed game plan, just looked like they were going to have potential to be a hell of a lot better than what they were the last couple of years. Which isn't to say that the Vikings have been atrocious, but they've just been underperforming for their roster. And this game, although the Vikings won over the Saints, that's really not anything to just, put your fists in the air and fist bump and pound your chest. I mean, yeah, they got to win, so the record's good enough. But, I mean, they're just kind of an average team right now. Do I think they're going to have any kind of a long-term playoff run at this point? No, but this again was the end of week 4. Way too early to tell in the season how this team's going to round out. But at the present moment, man, they need to fix some shit because they are just mediocre. They've got the potential to just go the fuck off on a whole lot of teams in this league. They really do. They just haven't yet. Like, not in the ways that you would expect this Vikings roster to do. So the Vikings beat the Saints 28-25. Michael Thomas was out, I believe. I think Kamara was questionable. I didn't even watch this game. Let's be honest. Okay, I did not watch this game. This was not worth my time to watch this game. I knew this was going to be a shit show, half-ass dumpster fire fucking game. But I know that Andy Dalton ended up coming in, and the game still ended up being close, finishing out 28-25 with Vikings on top. So Seahawks at Lions. My fucking God, if there was a game that there was absolutely no fucking defense whatsoever, this was the game. The Lions have got the offense to actually be something pretty fucking good. Okay, they really do. The Lions have got a fucking really scrappy mentality fucking offense. Their biggest problem right now is their fucking defense is atrociously bad. Okay, like their defense is like a fucking condom with holes in it. There's gonna be a pregnancy at the end. Their defense is like almost guaranteeing that there's going to be a loss at the end of that game. They've got the offensive productivity, but their defense is just horribly, horribly struggling. Surprisingly, I mean, yeah, Jared Goff has always been kind of a hit or miss quarterback. This game, yeah, I know he threw at least one pick. I did catch parts of the game. So I know that I happened to be watching when he threw the pick because he just looked like he was beating himself up. But the fact that they got it down to the point of if they could just recover an onside kick and almost did, that they could have kept themselves in this game and won. They obviously did not. They fell to the Seahawks 48-45. Really? 48-45? Combined points of 93 fucking points in a game. That's, I don't know what the hell that is. That is not normally your football scores unless you've got no goddamn defense playing the game. Oh man, so the Jets. Oh man, Jets at Steelers. Jets get their starting quarterback back, Zach Wilson, and he looked pretty good. He actually did. He looked pretty good. Not amazing, but he looked pretty fucking good. And even Mike Tomlin in his post-game press conference said that he put in Kenny Pickett to get a spark. Because the offense has been, and this is not what he said, the offense has been lacking a spark, in my opinion. I've been saying it since the beginning of the season. They look stagnant as fuck with Trubisky in the back. And I will say that even though Pickett threw 3 fucking interceptions, he wasn't taking starting reps, as far as I know. He's been the second stringer the entire season so far. So for him to come in, mid-game and, lop fucking, 3 interceptions is not good, but it is understandable. If he sustains that kind of productivity, that's not going to spell good for the Steelers. But he did something that Trubisky has just been scared to do so far, and that's actually take shots down the fucking field. Even though some of them cost him, he at least kept the defense a hell of a lot more honest. Now, Jets beat the Steelers 24-20, but what I came away with is that if you give Pickett a little bit more time to just kind of get himself into the offense and really get reps with the first team, and kind of make sure he's eyeballing where the fuck he's throwing, so he's not throwing into double or triple coverage to get himself fucked up like that with interceptions, I think Pickett's got a chance to be something pretty fucking solid for that team. And then on the other side of the coin, you've got Mitch Trubisky in the locker room basically acting like a man-child when he was asked about why in the hell he was benched. So, I mean, Trubisky, I've just never been a fan of Mitchell Trubisky. I thank God that the Chiefs didn't step up to get Trubisky in the draft and instead got Mahomes, because Trubisky was just such a high-spoken of player, and oh my God, he's going to be something amazing. And almost every time I hear that, I think, oh dear God, here we go. Here's another fucking Johnny Manziel. Here's you fucking add your fucking name in there of so many hyped up players. Yeah. Trubisky is, I don't think he's anything but a second string quarterback. All right, he proved it with the Bears, and thus far he proved it with the Steelers. He deserves to sit on the bench and assist the starting quarterback. That's Mitchell Trubisky's job. He's just, I'm sorry, so many people have said it, and I will say it as well. College play does not always translate into the NFL. A lot of times, probably 60 to 75% of the times, there's a lot of college players that come into the NFL and wash out. Because the game speed is different. The overall, fight from teams is different. It's just a different game. It's the same game, but it's a different monster. And I think Trubisky, although good in college, it just wasn't able to translate and has not been able to translate that into, the NFL. All right, so next game. Bears at Giants. I'm gonna be honest, I really didn't expect anything less than this. I really didn't. Bears 12, Giants 20. And guess what? As I've been saying all season, the Giants are scrappy. They are scrappy. They don't like going down without a fight. The fucking Lions are scrappy. They just don't have the defense for it. So, that's that. Titans at Colts. Divisional game. I didn't really know what the fuck to expect from this game, honestly, just because both teams have been rough. Both teams have been very rough this season. We'll look at my picks and see if I was correct, but Titans take the Colts 24-17, and at the end of the day, the Colts are still doing the same thing the Steelers have been doing. They're stagnant. I don't know what the problem is. Matt Ryan has never been a player that is afraid to go up top. He is, that man will throw picks like a motherfucker to go up top. Matt Ryan has got the experience of being hit in the fucking mouth and being smashed into the ground and having really, really atrocious games. And to have the roster that the fucking Colts have on offense is really perplexing to me as to why in the fuck they can't get the job done. I don't know. It's Chargers and Texans. I'll just say this. Given how fucked up the Chargers team is right now, Chargers got a lot of injuries. They played well enough to beat the Texans, just absolutely plagued with injuries. That's really what it is. The Texans aren't a horrible team this season. They're a little bit deceptive. But they definitely were not up to the task of going up against that Chargers defense, that's for sure. Chargers took the game 34-24. And the Titans took the Colts 24-17, if I did not say that. Browns at Falcons. You know, this was a crapshoot game. This is crap on crap at this point. The Falcons are scrappy as hell, but they don't really have a great defense. The Browns are just a mess. Okay? They are an absolute fucking mess. But Falcons beat the Browns 23-20. That's really it. I mean, the Browns are more of a mess than the Falcons. Cowboys and Commanders. Cooper Rush is still showing up, and the Commanders are a fucking mess. Cowboys beat the Commanders 25-10. That's pretty much that. Eagles at Jaguars. It was a very interesting game that I was thinking about on this one. You got the Jaguars that all of a sudden seem like they're firing on all cylinders. And you've got the Eagles, who have been a big question mark for me as to how for real they are. And they're still, I'll say this, the Jaguars are trying. They're still a little shallow in spots, and they're still trying to get everything firing on all cylinders. So they got a couple misfires still, but they're looking better. The Eagles are still trying to prove that they're for real. They've got some good scheming. They've got a really good roster. So they're still trying to prove it. They just need to beat some realistically amazingly good teams to really prove it. You know, and with their with their schedule, not going to have many opportunities for that until the playoffs, which the way they're going, they're definitely going to the playoffs. So the Eagles beat the Jaguars 29-21. Bills at Ravens. Now, if I remember right, I chose the Bills for this game, and it really came down to the fourth quarter woes of the Ravens. Now, I was not expecting a fourth down call from the Ravens in the fourth quarter. As much as I want to trust Lamar, you can't trust your defense if that fails. Okay? The Ravens have been really solid 3 quarters of the game with their defense. Their fourth quarter defense is atrocious. And the thing of it is that most of the time they're in one-score games, which is not good. Like, that does not spell success in the fucking playoffs. I can tell you that right now. I could easily see the Ravens, if they keep playing the way that they're playing, and they do make it to the playoffs, I could see them being one and done just because of their defensive performance right now. The offense is firing away, man. Lamar looks really good. Truthfully, he does. He looks really good. Granted, that fourth down was a pick, so that's not so good, but I don't know why the hell they went for that. It's crazy. You should have just taken the points, man. Really should have just taken the points. It's a fucking grind of a game. Take the points. Don't just go for the jugular, especially when you know your defense is constantly reeling in the fourth quarter of every game. Take the fucking points, go to overtime. You know, seriously. Bills beat the Ravens 23-20. And it was down to a bad fourth down play. So, Cardinals and Panthers. Whoop-de-fucking-do, man. The Panthers beat a fucking rebuilding team. Or, I'm sorry, the Cardinals beat a fucking rebuilding Panthers team. Baker Mayfield looks fucking terrible. Like, he's making Sam Darnold look good. If that doesn't scream how bad his play is, I don't know what to say. I think his fucking passer rating is like a fucking 15 or some shit. It's fucking, he's just a joke right now. It's one of those, shouldn't have made such a stink with the Browns. Shouldn't have been such a crybaby with the Browns. Because I think he and the Browns were actually a pretty good fit. You know, he's a lot like Jimmy Garoppolo, and I hate to even put Jimmy Garoppolo next to Baker Mayfield because I think Garoppolo is a better quarterback. But Baker's really good when he's got a really solid running game behind him. Okay, he's really, really good when he's got a really mean running game behind him because he's really good out of the play action. And The Panthers O-line isn't exactly great right now. You would think they would be with who's on the roster, but not exactly playing great right now. The running back is hit or miss every fucking game. Yeah. Yeah, Baker just he's playing out of his element, and it's showing terribly. So yeah, the Cardinals beat the Panthers 26-16. Whatever. Broncos at Raiders. Exactly what I thought was going to happen. The Raiders got their first fucking win. And the Broncos got exposed for exactly what the fuck they are, being rough. Okay? Very, very rough. Now, did the Broncos show a little bit more life than they had in the previous games? Yes, but that's because they had to. They were finally forced to letting Russ do Russ things. But the Raiders came out on top 32-23. Here was a surprise game. Granted, I think the pick went my way. Again, we'll look here in a minute. But here was a surprise game for me. The Patriots at the Packers. The Patriots made a game of this with their third string, or their second or their third. I think it was starting second string, ending third string quarterback. What the fuck? How the fucking Packers are scaring me at how fucking, benign they are at the moment. Okay. I mean, Aaron Rodgers always scares the crap out of me when he's got new players. Because the one thing he's always done, man, is he's always scared of his new players. Like, his new players have like everything to prove and everything to lose. It's as insane as it sounds, it almost seems like Aaron Rodgers doesn't give a shit if the team wins as long as the players learn, right? That's man, you got to let the players win. Give them confidence. Not just break them down and just ignore them. Like, I forget which player it was now, but he like ignored one of his new guys for like half the game because he dropped a ball. Like, this is just Aaron Rodgers, man. He's a really good quarterback. He's an amazing quarterback, but man, Aaron Rodgers, when he gets in his groove of he don't give a shit, man, he don't give a shit, okay? Let's be honest about that. When he gets in his groove of he don't give a fuck, and I'm gonna teach you a motherfucking lesson, that's the way Aaron Rodgers does things. So, ooh, boy. But the Packers did win 27-24. I don't know how the fuck that game should have never been that close. God damn. Chiefs and Buccaneers. Now, I was very questionable about this pick, especially with the Chiefs coming off of the Colts lost the way they did. God only knew at the time when I recorded the video last week who the fuck the kicker was going to be. It was a really, really, really rough situation for the Chiefs. Some drop passes in the Colts game that shouldn't have happened. Kelsey beat himself up on his own podcast with his brother about that one. And then the Buccaneers have been depleted on offense. They've had a ton of injuries on offense, few on defense. Not been a great overall season for the Bucs. As far as roster wise. And even funnier because I'm recording this a day later than I was expecting to. Coming to find out Cole Beasley is retiring. He literally played 2 games with the Buccaneers and he's retiring. Like, what the fuck? It's whatever. Surprise. I mean, ass whooping of a game. Chiefs come out on top of the Buccaneers 41-31 against the number 1 defense in the fucking league. Guess what? They did not play like the number 1 defense. That 31 points as you're seeing is some fluffy ass fucking numbers is what it was, okay? Because here's how the score went down. Chiefs snagged the ball on the opening kickoff. They punched the ball out, got the ball at like the 21 fucking yard line. 46 seconds later, they fucking score a touchdown. Chiefs put up 14 in the first quarter. Bucks put up 3. Second quarter, both teams put up 14. Third quarter, Chiefs put up 10. Bucks put up 7. Fourth quarter, Chiefs put up 3. Bucks put up 7. The stat line is going to be really, really like here's my concern for the Chiefs. Okay, the Chiefs put the Buccaneers behind early, so the Buccaneers just basically abandoned the running game, which really doesn't make any sense to me, especially with the game being somewhat close at half. How in the fuck the Buccaneers just basically just said, nah, fuck it. We ain't running the ball. I mean, when the Bucs did run the ball, it was bad. It was bad, which is why they abandoned it. I think the only two negatives for the Chiefs in this is that Mahomes threw one of the wonkiest fucking interceptions I think I've ever seen that man throw. He threw to a wide open defender. Like, there was one of our guys, I want to say it was either MVS or Juju, that was about 10 yards behind the defender, but the ball wasn't tipped. He wasn't hit, nothing. Like, he was just being rushed out of the pocket, and he just chucked the fucking ball directly into the chest of a defender. I don't know what the fuck he was doing with that one. And the Chiefs secondary, although there are some very good players on that in that secondary, they are not performing overwhelmingly great. They're just not. So the numbers, the fucking numbers from the game go as such. The Chiefs had a total of 417 yards against the number one defense in the NFL. 189 of that was on the ground. Damn. Both teams had 27 first downs. Chiefs were 12 of 17 on third down. Bucks were 6 of 10. Chiefs ran 77 plays to the Bucks 59. Chiefs punted once. Chiefs had 4 penalties for 32 yards. Time of possession, 38 minutes and 38 seconds. Just damn. Like, the Bucks had 3 yards rushing. In 6 attempts, they had 3 yards rushing. Just damn. 385 yards in the air. I don't even know what to say about that, man. That's terrible. Atrociously bad game. So, yeah, that's a rough one. At the end of the day, Chiefs beat the hell out of the Buccaneers on both sides of the ball with full control. And Mahomes was doing fucking, he was doing some magic shit out there. He was doing some fucking weird, wonky fucking, I'm being sacked, throw for a first down. I'm going to try to rush for the end zone. No, wait, I'm going to do a jump shot fucking touchdown to a fucking running back. I mean, the fuck? And Kelsey redeemed the shit out of himself with some pretty damn good catches in this game. So, ain't mad at him for that. Finally, end out the week. Rams at 49ers. I'm going to tell you right now, the 49ers have had the Rams number for a minute up until the conference game last year, which was close. But up until the conference game of last year, the 49ers have pretty much had the Rams number. And this was absolutely no different, except that the Rams look way worse than they did last year. I mean, I don't even know what the hell is going on with the Rams right now. They've got an amazing fucking roster, and they look like dog shit. Okay? The Rams were beaten by the 49ers to the bell-ringing score of 24-9. The 49ers are rolling, and the Rams are reeling. That's what I come away with this, okay? So, my picks for the week. Let's look at this. Hang on. So my picks for the week were Dolphins over Bengals. That was incorrect, but that was also kind of fucked up because of Tua getting knocked out of the game. I think they would have been much better in this game with Tua in there. Although I don't think Bridgewater and Tua are horribly different. I just don't think Bridgewater had enough reps with the first team. I chose Vikings over the Saints, was correct. I chose Lions over the Seahawks, was incorrect. Chose Steelers over the Jets, was incorrect. So, pick Giants over Bears was correct. Titans over Colts, correct. Chargers over Texans, correct. Falcons over Browns, correct. Cowboys over Commanders, correct. Eagles over Jags, correct. Bills over Ravens, correct. Cardinals over Panthers, no shit. Raiders over Broncos, correct. Packers over Patriots, correct. Chiefs over Bucks, correct. 49ers over the Rams, correct. So I missed on 1, 2, 3 games out of all of those. This is why my brother hated me when we were doing weekly win-loss pool. I'm no phenom with the guessing game. It's just looking at the teams for what they are. Now, here's the thing, though, okay? As for my overall record with the Chiefs right now, Hold on. We're just gonna look at this. Let me see. Is this gonna be right? I think. Maybe. Nope. Let me fix this. What the fuck is this thing picking? Why is it picking display 3? Really? How about display 1? There we go. Guess what? Question mark against the Cardinals. Got the pick right. Question mark against the Chargers. Got the pick right. Didn't question the Indianapolis game, although by week 3 I probably should have. But got that one right. Guessed right on the Buccaneers as well. I mean, next game's at Vegas and then at Buffalo. I still think that we're going to win against the Bills, but I also think that we're probably going to lose against we're going to win against the Raiders, but we're probably going to lose against the Bills. And I think it's going to come down to the secondary. But I don't know. I mean, the Chiefs' defense has been just all over the board. Like, their secondary can be a little weak, but they can also be pretty fucking good. So, I don't know. Josh Allen's a big fucking dude to take down. And the fact that they can let loose 385 yards against an aging but still very good Tom Brady, when you got a young buck of Josh Allen, who is also their running game, and it is very difficult to take down at times. I don't know. So, but that's been week 4. We'll see what week 5 comes up with, guys. We really will. Because, I mean, as of right now, boy. Like right now, God, you got Colts at Broncos. I'm going to take Colts. Packers at Giants. Oh, scrappy Giant. You know what? I'm gonna take Packers. I really am. I'm gonna take Packers. Patriots at Lions. I think the Lions are actually going to take that game. Chargers at Browns. I think Chargers are going to take that game unless they get plagued with even more fucking injuries. Jaguars at Texans. I think the Jags are going to eke out one on that game. Bucks at Falcons. I think Bucks are going to take that one, even with injuries. Bills at Steelers, or Steelers at Bills. I think Bills are taking that one. Dolphins at Jets. If Bridgewater comes in prepared, I think the Dolphins are going to eke out a win over the Jets. Vikings are going to beat the Bears. I think the Titans are going to take the Commanders because the Commanders are just fucking dumpster fire at the moment. Man, I don't know what to think about the Saints right now, so I am actually going to, I think it was my first time picking them Seahawks. 49ers or Panthers. I think Niners are going to steamroll that one. Eagles at Cardinals. That's an interesting game. I think the Eagles are going to take it because I think the Cardinals are just all over the board right now. Cowboys at Rams. Given the fucking play of the Rams as of recent, even being at home, it's not much advantage. I'm going to go Cowboys. Bengals at Ravens. I think the Ravens are not feeling good about the way that last game went. I think the Ravens are going to just barely eke out a win over the fucking... Ravens are going to eke out a win over the Bengals, and I think the Chiefs are going to win over the Raiders. I don't think it's going to be a convincing win, but I think it's going to be a good enough win. There's my picks. What y'all think? So that's week 4. We'll see you at week 5, all right?